Allah, 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 Allah,
I have one question.
Yes.
May I?
Yes, please.
Thank you. I just wanted to understand the teaching about the prophets.
No.
You said 124,000 total.
Yes.
Does that include the prophets of Eastern religions like Buddha, Gautama Buddha? Does it include him?
Yes. This is why I said I don't want to go to Asia, because otherwise we expand.
I just need to understand.
Yeah. In Hinduism, in Buddhism, which really Hinduism, Buddhism, basically the same as say Judaism and Christianity. It is from one tree. The other one is just a branch of it. It's a new way of developing the teaching of Hinduism after being stagnated for quite a while. But that comes with the teaching of the soul or the realities of the teaching, how they are related to each other. So the Muslims actually have no problem whatsoever with, Siddhartha as a prophet of God, as a princely man, holy man who tried to help the humanity and do wonderful things. There's actually many things discovered in the Middle East, even in Greece. It comes from Buddhism, and especially through Iran, in Persia. So, and of course the same with Taoism. And many of the Eastern religions have a very close connection. It's only you could see them when you start to compare them with open mind. But you just box things up here and there. You don't see the summit. If you look to religion as a pyramids, the divine revelations, the pinnacle is God, and then the revelations of when they descend to earth, they're so far apart from one another. But as you climb through knowledge and investigations, you find they are only comes from the same source. So there is no difference in the essence of the original teaching. So many of the names actually, for example, in the name of God, Al-Hakim, the wise. That's one of the names of God. The name of the Hindu god, Ganesh, the god of wisdom. So it is a one name of God. It's made God separate from himself. Of course, but you go to a higher level to Brahmanism or this kind of teaching. No. Yes.
What about with the Baha'i religion? So do you embrace the prophet from the Baha'i religion?
No. Baha'i it is not a new religion. Baha'i is a splinter of Shiism. So the Babism and the Baha'ism, actually if you read their work, which is the scrolls of the Babiyya, you find it is actually exactly identical to Sufi writing. So Muslims, they don't see it as a separate. It is offshoot like Ismailiyya or Alawiyya or any other of Shiite branch. So they don't, in close examination, they don't really differ in essence. Baha'ism, they still recite the first chapter of the Holy Quran, and they read many of the other verses of the Quran as a part of their, even a greeting is Allahu Akbar, God is great. So we have no problem with it. But of course it's a very sensitive issue to claim a prophethood after the Holy Prophet Muhammad and within Islam. So same like many of the, which is in America, a few new prophets, but I see them as really, they are splinters of Christianity itself. When you investigate, you find the same teaching, but someone tried to, because the word the prophet is very loosely used in English, and the same as the word Son of God has become exclusive, say, to prophet Jesus, son of Mary. And one of his saying, he said, blessed are the peacemaker, they are the true sons of God. And he have in the Bible, you have many sons of God, sons of devil, he called them. So he was not restrictive in the sense we have it now. Muslims believe that there is a God, قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ, which is the verse in the Holy Quran, saying God is one. He begotten or begot not. He does not begotten. He does not have a family. Does not. We are the families of God. The Holy Prophet, he said, Al-Khalqu Iyalillah. The creation is the families of God. The best, most beloved to God, the one who serves his creation, his family, which is the creations. So that is the core teaching of the Holy Prophet Muhammad. Anyone have one question, I'm more than happy to answer, maybe even regard to, as I was saying, that side there, Nasiha. Nasiha is actually, they asked the Holy Prophet, what is religions? He said, religion is Nasiha. So what's mean? He said, mean sincere advice. You know. And the word we have there, Al-Mi'raj Sufi, meaning the ascension, in essence, you have to purify yourself, to have the spiritual ascensions to illuminations. And of course, for human development to being a human, this is like to say the animal kingdom. You cannot be a complete human being till you develop yourself. Otherwise, you could live, all your life. Some people, they live all of their life, they have no knowledge of God, no knowledge of books, divine books. They never sit and said one good word about anybody, but they are a problem on society and humanities. And then they commit horrible crimes. And when they get caught, stand there, I am a human being. I said, no, you are a human, yes, but you've never been anywhere. You've been in a place and you shouldn't be there in the first place. So there is a difference between a human, meaning, and really you could say the animal kingdom, human being, the one who capable to understand the purpose of life, what is the divine message that's been sent to humanity, what is required from us as a human being. And in our time, I think we are very, very lucky because the development, humanity, the way it developed is from the physical self to the industrial age. Now actually we are developing our intellect greater than before, and our knowledge, it's tremendously accessible about many, many things. Even 100 years ago, they have been said that there's a child who goes to primary school now, he knows more than someone who graduated from universities 100 years ago because of his capabilities to access this knowledge. He knows things about that people did not know 100 years ago. In the time of the Holy Prophet, his son, Abraham, died. So he was burying his son, and happened, actually was eclipse of the sun. They told him, it's amazing, that's to prove that you are true prophet of God. Your son died, and look, eclipse happened in the sky. He told him, no, death of my son has nothing to do with this. My son died because this is God as well. I can't stop this. But as far as this celestial body, there's a phenomenon that happens every now and then. The eclipse of the sun, the moon, the sun. So they didn't really connect it. Nowadays we have a calendar give us the eclipses of the sun for 50 years. So we are 50 years ahead. We could wait and see this phenomenon, and we know when Jupiter's going to sit and rise, and all kind of things. This so much knowledge is actually that make us forget about our own self, because we are so busy about many other things. They say, like the gardener who waters the garden, he waters everywhere except the spot where he stands. This is when he go away, he said, oh God, I forgot. And this is, of course, our shortcoming being a human.